Ever wondered what secrets lie behind the world's most famous monuments? From hidden passageways and mysterious rooms to conspiracy theories that will blow your mind, these structures hold more than meets the eye. Did you know the Empire State Building has a secret 103rd floor? Or that the Sphinx may be guarding ancient secrets? Join us as we uncover 15 shocking facts about these iconic landmarks that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Number 15, the Lincoln Memorial. The Lincoln Memorial is more than just a tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. It's a monument steeped in hidden secrets that most visitors never even imagine. But here's a question. What shocking mistake can be found etched in stone at this iconic site? Not many people know that there's a typo in Lincoln's second inaugural address. That's right. On the north wall, the word future was initially carved as future. The embarrassed artisans tried to cover their tracks, but eagle-eyed visitors can still spot the filled-in mistake. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the gleaming white exterior lies a shadowy underworld, a cavernous three-story basement that visitors never see. This subterranean labyrinth houses mysterious rooms, including one that served as a secret bunker for Congress during the Cold War. The memorial also has a dark side, literally. Look closely at Lincoln's hands, and you'll notice one is clenched while the other is open. Some claim this represents the American Sign Language letters A and L, a hidden tribute to Lincoln as the president who founded Gallaudet University for the deaf. But perhaps the most chilling secret lies in plain sight. If you stand at a specific spot on the steps and look into Abe's eyes, legend has it you can see the back of his head, the exact spot where John Wilkes Booth's bullet struck. Coincidence or a ghostly reminder of that fateful night? Whatever the truth, the Lincoln Memorial holds more secrets than you might have imagined. Number 14, Great Pyramid of Chalula. While Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza hogs the limelight, its lesser-known Mexican cousin is busy breaking records and blowing minds. Meet the Great Pyramid of Chalula, the largest pyramid on Earth by volume and possibly the best-kept secret in archaeological history. This behemoth, located in Puebla, Mexico, isn't just big, it's gargantuan. With a base 4 times the size of Giza's Great Pyramid and nearly twice the volume, it's a wonder how it stayed under the radar for so long. In truth, the pyramid was hidden in plain sight for centuries, masquerading as a natural hill topped with a quaint Spanish colonial church. But the surprises don't stop there. Unlike its Egyptian counterparts, this pyramid is a Russian nesting doll of ancient construction. It's actually 6 pyramids stacked on top of each other like a layered cake, built over a mind-boggling period of 1,000 years. Each new generation simply built over the old, creating a time capsule of Mesoamerican architectural evolution. Now brace yourself for the truly bizarre. The pyramid boasts a network of tunnels stretching for almost 5 miles, longer than the New York City subway system. Legend has it that the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl himself designed this labyrinth. Explorers have reported strange phenomena in these tunnels, from unexplained temperature drops to eerie sounds echoing through the darkness. But perhaps the most tantalizing secret lies in what we haven't found yet. Despite extensive exploration, only about 10% of the structure has been excavated. What other mysteries could be lurking within its earthen walls? Ancient artifacts? Hidden chambers? The lost city of Atlantis? Okay, probably not that last one, but a pyramid can dream. If you had the chance to spend a night inside the tunnels of the Great Pyramid of Chalula, would you do it? What do you think the experience would be like? Number 13, Washington Monument. You might think you know this iconic tower, but the Washington Monument is more than just a giant stone pencil stabbing the DC skyline. This 555-foot-tall tribute to America's first president is a treasure trove of secrets, scandals, and surprises. For starters, did you know the monument has a split personality? Look closely, and you'll notice a slight color change about 1/3 of the way up. This blemish isn't a mistake. It's a visible scar from the monument's chaotic past. Construction was paused for over 2 decades due to political disagreements in the Civil War, resulting in stones from different quarries, creating this unintended two-tone effect. But that's not the only skeleton in the monument's closet. Inside its walls lie 193 commemorative stones donated by various states, organizations, and even foreign nations. Sounds nice, right? Well, one of these stones, gifted by Pope Pius IX, caused such an uproar that it was stolen by anti-Catholic protesters and allegedly tossed into the Potomac River. Talk about monumental drama. Here's a shocking fact. The Washington Monument is actually a lightning rod in disguise. It gets struck by lightning so often, as much as 80 times in a year, that it has a secret superpower. There are aluminum lightning rods that melt to absorb the strikes, protecting the structure from damage. Now, for a truly mind-bending fact, the monument is actually shrinking. No, it's not sinking into the ground. It's getting shorter by about 1/16 of an inch every 4 years due to its own massive weight. At this rate, it'll be knee-high to a grasshopper in, well, never. But it's the thought that counts. Lastly, this one is for the conspiracy theorists. Some claim the monument's dimensions encode secret Masonic messages. Its height of 555 feet allegedly corresponds to the year MDLV, or 1555 in Roman numerals, a significant date in Templar lore. Number 12, Tower of London. Think the Tower of London is just another stuffy old castle? Think again. This ancient fortress has more skeletons in its closet than the royal family has china sets. First up, the tower has a hidden gem, its own pub. That's right, the yeoman warders, better known as beefeaters, have their own secret watering hole called the Yeoman Warders Club. Sorry, tourists. This members-only spot is strictly off-limits unless you're sporting that iconic red and gold uniform. Speaking of beefeaters, here's a juicy tidbit. They're required by law to live within the tower's walls. But before you get too jealous, consider their nightly duties. As the clock strikes 10, they perform the ancient ceremony of the keys, locking up the tower. Legend has it this ritual has occurred every single night for over 700 years, even during the Blitz. Next, let's talk about punishments. You might be surprised to hear that the tower's most famous prisoners weren't always treated so badly. Take Sir Walter Raleigh, for instance. During his 12-year stint, he grew exotic plants, conducted scientific experiments, and even brewed his own beer. But not all tower tales are so upbeat. The building is said to be haunted by numerous ghosts, including the headless spirit of Anne Boleyn. Staff and visitors alike report seeing her phantom form gliding through the halls, head tucked neatly under her arm. Fun fact, the Tower of London once housed a polar bear. In the 13th century, the King of Norway gifted one to Henry III. The poor beast was kept chained up but allowed to swim and fish in the Thames. And finally, while the crown jewels get all the glory, the real gem might be hidden beneath your feet. Rumors persist of a vast network of secret tunnels snaking beneath the tower, possibly leading all the way to the Houses of Parliament. From bear-infested moats to headless queens, the Tower of London is a history buff's dream and a conspiracy theorist's playground. Number 11, the Sphinx. Buckle up, history buffs. We're about to dive nose first into the enigmatic world of Egypt's most puzzling monument, starting with the mystery of the Sphinx's missing nose. Contrary to popular belief, it wasn't Napoleon's troops who played the world's most expensive game of got your nose. Evidence suggests that it was already missing when Napoleon arrived. Some blame it on Sufi Muslim Muhammad Sa'im al-Dar, who allegedly vandalized the Sphinx in the 14th century for religious reasons. But here's a head-scratcher. The Sphinx might be much, much older than we thought. Some geologists argue that erosion patterns on the monument suggest it dates back to 7000 BC or earlier, potentially predating Egyptian civilization itself. If true, who built it? Ancient aliens? A lost civilization? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Speaking of hidden treasures, rumor has it there are secret chambers beneath the Sphinx. In 1991, seismic surveys detected mysterious cavities under its paws and around its head. What lies within? No one knows. There are also whispers regarding the Sphinx's alleged cosmic connection. Some researchers claim its positioning aligns perfectly with certain constellations during the equinoxes, leading to theories that it was constructed as an ancient observatory or perhaps a giant celestial clock. From missing noses to hidden chambers, the Sphinx continues to guard its secrets as fiercely as it guards the Giza Plateau. But just don't stare at it for too long. You might find yourself lost in a riddle 4,000 years in the making. Number 10. Himi Castle. Welcome to Himi Castle, Japan's stunning white heron fortress, where the real magic happens behind the scenes. Beneath its elegant exterior, this castle hides secrets so mind-blowing they could be straight out of a spy novel. First, let's talk about its secretive defenses. Himi Castle is a fortress with a twist. Hidden inside its walls are secret passageways and deceptive traps designed to confuse and trap invaders. For example, if you're not careful, you might stumble into one of the many kuruwas, internal courtyards that serve as defensive layers, each one cleverly isolated from the next. One of Himi's most captivating secrets lies in its use of ninja gates. These are secret doors camouflaged within the castle walls, used by defenders to sneak around or escape if the castle was under attack. If you think you've spotted every door, think again. Some are so cleverly hidden, they might be right under your nose. But that's not all. The castle also boasts an intricate system of moats and kiseru, or smoke signals used for communication and defense. The outer moat, once filled with water, acted as a barrier against attackers, while hidden smoke signals allowed for rapid communication between different parts of the castle during an emergency. But the most shocking secret might be in the main keep, or tenshukaku. This part of the castle features a dizzying array of secret compartments and escape routes. Some of these were used by samurai to flee during times of trouble or to hide valuable treasures. The attic of the tenshukaku, accessible only by hidden stairways, is rumored to hold relics of the samurai era, though access is tightly controlled to this day. And if you think you've seen everything, take a closer look at the castle's roof. Hidden beneath the grand roof tiles are secret gardens and water cisterns, cleverly hidden away to provide fresh water and a peaceful retreat away from the chaos of battle. Number 9. Statue of Liberty. Did you know there's a secret room in the torch of the Statue of Liberty? That's right. Her flame once housed a hidden chamber with windows offering breathtaking panoramic views of New York Harbor. Sadly, this exclusive sky-high club has been off-limits to visitors since 1916, when German saboteurs blew up a nearby munitions depot. But that's just the tip of the torchberg. Our green goddess is actually a master of disguise. When she first arrived from France, she was a shiny copper penny brown, and it took nearly 3 decades for her to develop that iconic verdigris patina we know and love. As for the design, the statue's face was most likely modeled after the sculptor's mother, but her body? Rumor has it Frederick Auguste Bartholdi used his girlfriend and later wife as inspiration. Now, let's talk about her fashion choices. Lady Liberty's sandals are no ordinary footwear. They're actually broken shackles, symbolizing freedom from oppression. And that tablet she's holding is inscribed with the date July 4th, 1776 in Roman numerals, and it weighs over 4,000 pounds. That's some heavy reading. Finally, here's a tidbit to tickle your conspiracy bone. Some claim the statue contains secret Masonic symbols. From the 7 spikes on her crown, representing the 7 seas and continents, to her torch-bearing right hand, a classic Masonic gesture. Lady Liberty might be sending coded messages to those in the know. Number 8. The Monument to the Great Fire of London. Standing tall in the heart of London, the Monument to the Great Fire of London holds more secrets than meets the eye. First up, this Doric column, erected between 1671 and 1677, doubles as a giant scientific instrument. Sir Christopher Wren, the mastermind behind its design, created a secret laboratory within the column's hollow core. The monument even functions as a zenith telescope, allowing astronomers to study the stars through a tiny opening at the top. But that's not all. The height of the monument, 202 feet, is exactly the distance from its base to the bakery on Pudding Lane where the Great Fire began. Coincidence? We think not. Wren was clearly playing with fire when it came to symbolic architecture. Now brace yourself for a shocking revelation. Legend has it that the golden urn atop the monument isn't just for show. Some believe it contains the ashes of the city destroyed by the fire, making it a literal phoenix rising from the flames. Others whisper of even more valuable treasures hidden within, guarded by centuries-old curses. An unsettling and lesser-known fact about the monument is its grim history as a site of tragic passings. Between 1738 and 1842, 6 individuals took their own lives by jumping from its viewing platform. In response, the city decided to enclose the monument with a protective cage, significantly altering its iconic silhouette. But perhaps the most mysterious aspect of the monument lies in its inscription. The original Latin text blamed Catholics for starting the fire, an accusation later proved false and chiseled away in 1831. Some say you can still see traces of the old inscription if you look closely, a ghostly reminder of past prejudices. Number 7. The Empire State Building. While millions flock to the Empire State Building's 86th floor observatory, few know about the secret world that exists 17 stories above. Welcome to the 103rd floor, a hidden gem that's shrouded in mystery and rarely seen by the public. This exclusive floor, originally designed as a landing site for airships, is now one of New York's best-kept secrets. Imagine stepping out onto a narrow, open-air balcony, barely 4 feet wide, with nothing but a chest-high wall between you and a 1,250-foot drop. It's enough to make even the bravest visitor's knees wobble. But the 103rd floor was never meant for public use. In fact, it's so exclusive that even most Empire State Building employees have never set foot on it. Access is tightly controlled, reserved for VIPs, celebrities, and the occasional lucky contest winner. Rumor has it that some of Hollywood's biggest stars have sneaked up here for clandestine rendezvous, away from the prying eyes of paparazzi. But did you know that the 103rd floor played a crucial role during World War II? Back then, it served as a covert surveillance post, with military personnel using its unparalleled vantage point to spot potential enemy aircraft. Some conspiracy theorists even suggest that secret government communications equipment still exists up there. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this floor is its potential for the future. With the rise of urban air mobility, some visionaries are eyeing the 103rd floor as a potential landing pad for flying cars. Could this be the future of urban transport? Number 6. The Monas Monument. Standing tall in the heart of Jakarta, the national monument, affectionately known as Monas, is more than just Indonesia's pride. Like the Washington Monument, the Monas also has the dual function of being a giant lightning rod. This towering structure attracts an average of 100 lightning strikes per year, which locals believe are actually attempts by ancient spirits to reclaim their territory. But that's not all. The Monas also multitasks as a massive sundial. The obelisk's shadow moves across a precisely laid-out courtyard, allowing visitors to tell time like ancient Indonesians. But some speculate this feature has a more mystical purpose, possibly aligning with celestial events or ancient prophecies. The monument's design is a masterclass in symbolism, but one detail often goes unnoticed. The flame atop Monas is covered in 335 kilograms of gold leaf, said to represent the 335 years of Dutch colonial rule. But the secrets don't stop at the surface. Deep beneath Monas lies a labyrinth of tunnels, allegedly connecting it to the presidential palace and other key government buildings. Perhaps the most mysterious aspect of Monas is its supposed curse. Legend has it that anyone who climbs to the top of the monument and makes a wish will see it come true, but at a terrible price. Today, from its lightning-attracting tip to its tunnel-riddled foundations, from its time-telling shadow to its wish-granting curse, Monas stands as evidence of Indonesia's rich history and even richer imagination. Number 5. Taj Mahal. Imagine a time when the Taj Mahal was nearly lost to history. What if we told you that, during its construction, its very existence was under threat, and that its most famous features have eerie, untold stories? Let's peel back the layers of this majestic monument. The building's iconic white marble was sourced from over 200 miles away, from a city named Makrana in Rajasthan, known for its high-quality stone. The marble is so pure that it changes color depending on the time of day and the moonlight. By moonlight, the Taj turns a ghostly silver, giving it a serene and almost otherworldly quality. Moving on, the Taj Mahal's construction was supposedly so complicated that its architects had to design a maze of chambers and corridors underneath the monument to ensure stability. And here's where it gets even spookier. There's a widely circulated legend that Shah Jahan, the emperor who commissioned the monument, had the architect's hands amputated to prevent them from replicating the masterpiece. The Taj Mahal also has an intriguing quirk in its design that has left historians puzzled. The monument is perfectly symmetrical from the outside, but if you peek inside the main mausoleum, you'll find that the central tomb is off-center. No one knows the real reason, but some believe it was to create an illusion of symmetry when viewed from specific angles. Let's not forget the astonishing fact that the Taj Mahal was once nearly demolished. During the British colonial period, there were serious plans to dismantle it, and many of its precious stones were removed. It was only after intense protests and appeals that it was spared from destruction. Today, the Taj Mahal stands as a symbol of enduring love and an architectural marvel. Number 4. Mount Rushmore. Did you know that Mount Rushmore was originally intended to feature the president's entire upper bodies? That's right. We were supposed to see Washington's cravat and Lincoln's famous stovepipe hat. Budget constraints and uncooperative geology forced sculptor Gutzon Borglum to stick to floating heads, leaving us to wonder what presidential fashion statements we missed out on. Here's a lesser-known fact that'll raise your eyebrows higher than Roosevelt's pince-nez. There's a secret room behind Abraham Lincoln's head. Dubbed the Hall of Records, this unfinished chamber was meant to house important American documents. Instead, it now contains a titanium vault with porcelain tablets detailing the monument's history. But the secrets don't end there. Mount Rushmore has its own time capsule, buried in a canyon behind the sculpture. Sealed in 1938, it contains everything from a copy of the Constitution to a recipe for tea-berry ice cream. Future archaeologists are in for quite a treat, literally. But perhaps the most mysterious aspect of Mount Rushmore is its purported role in global conspiracies. Some claim the monument houses a secret alien base or serves as a cover for a massive government bunker, while others insist the sculptures contain hidden messages visible only from space. Number 3. Flinders Street Station's Great Ballroom. Hidden above the bustling platforms of Melbourne's iconic Flinders Street Station lies a forgotten treasure trove of history and mystery, the Great Ballroom. Originally designed as a lecture hall and gym for railway employees, the Great Ballroom is a breathtaking spectacle that's been kept secret for decades. It boasts high ceilings, ornate architecture, and a sprung wooden floor that once hosted countless dances and social gatherings, the total opposite of the ordinary train station that lies below. But here's where things get eerie. The ballroom has been abandoned since 1985, locked away from public view. Urban explorers who've managed to sneak peeks report an otherworldly atmosphere, with dust-covered chairs stacked against walls and ghostly dance cards scattered on the floor, frozen in time. But the most terrifying anecdote comes from the night workers at the station, who have reported hearing phantom music and the sound of feet gliding across the floor above. Some even claim to have seen apparitions of dancers in 1920s attire, twirling to an unheard orchestra. The ballroom's future remains as mysterious as its past. While there have been numerous proposals for its restoration, including a 2015 plan to transform it into an arts hub, the space continues to languish in obscurity. Some speculate that the true reason for its continued closure is far more sinister than mere neglect. As Flinders Street Station undergoes a massive renovation project, the fate of the Great Ballroom hangs in the balance. Will this hidden gem finally be restored to its former glory, or will it continue to guard its secrets, tucked away above the oblivious crowds below? Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain. The Great Ballroom remains one of Melbourne's most captivating and enigmatic landmarks. Number 2. Brooklyn Bridge. What if the Brooklyn Bridge had a ghost story? Not of spirits, but of a brilliant mind whose dreams almost never came true. John A. Roebling, the genius behind this colossal structure, never saw his creation completed, and his son's battle with a mysterious illness added to the bridge's legend. John Roebling's life was cut short by a freak accident just after he began construction. The bridge's design was then carried on by his son, Washington Roebling, who faced his own serious challenges. Washington contracted Caisson disease, also known as the bends, which left him bedridden and unable to directly oversee the project. But despite his physical limitations, Washington continued to oversee the construction from his bedroom, using a system of telegraphs and dispatches. Now, here's a quirky fact. The Brooklyn Bridge was once nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world by the media, not just for its engineering marvel, but for its sheer audacity. During its construction, many doubted the feasibility of a bridge spanning the East River, and some even predicted it would collapse under its own weight. To prove them wrong, the Roeblings undertook some pretty risky engineering fits, and the result is the dazzling spectacle that we have today. Now brace yourself for this shocking revelation. The bridge's famous cables aren't just for show. They're actually a complex system of 19,000 individual wires, each thinner than a human hair. If laid end to end, they'd stretch nearly 4 times around the globe. What's more, the bridge's enormous anchorages aren't just solid concrete. They're hollow and house a labyrinth of hidden chambers. During Prohibition, these shadowy vaults were allegedly used to store wine. Who knew the Brooklyn Bridge had its own secret speakeasy? Finally, the bridge also contains a Cold War-era fallout shelter stocked with supplies to sustain survivors in case of nuclear attack. It's like a time capsule of atomic age paranoia hidden in plain sight above the bustling East River. So next time you cross this marvel of engineering, remember, you're not just walking over water, you're treading on a bridge of secrets that would make even the most hardened New Yorker's head spin. Number 1. Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House may be a marvel of modern architecture, but its construction was a roller coaster of drama and crisis. Let's start with the money. When the Sydney Opera House was first proposed in 1957, the estimated cost was a modest $7 million. By the time it was completed in 1973, the price had ballooned to $102 million. A staggering increase that sent shockwaves through the Australian government and taxpayers alike. The project's escalating cost led to significant political fallout, and the controversy surrounding the budget is something the Australian government would rather forget. Believe it or not, the now iconic design of the Sydney Opera House almost never came to be. Danish architect Jørn Utsen's revolutionary design was initially rejected. It wasn't until a late, minute decision by one of the judges, renowned architect Eero Saarinen, that the design was plucked from the reject pile and thrust into the spotlight. You would expect a world-renowned performance venue to boast perfect acoustics, right? Well, think again. The Sydney Opera House has long been criticized for its less-than-ideal acoustics, particularly in its larger concert hall. In fact, the acoustics were so problematic that extensive renovations had to be undertaken multiple times, costing millions. The irony is that despite its breathtaking exterior, the Sydney Opera House was not initially designed with acoustics in mind. Utsen's focus was primarily on the visual spectacle, and the interior sound quality suffered as a result. It's a reminder that beauty sometimes comes at a cost. Beneath the public areas, the Sydney Opera House is a labyrinth of hidden rooms and secret corridors known only to staff and a few insiders. These include rehearsal spaces, costume rooms, and even secret passageways that connect different parts of the building. Finally, the story of the Sydney Opera House wouldn't be complete without mentioning Jørn Utsen's tragic departure. After years of political infighting and budget disputes, Utsen resigned from the project in 1966, never to return to Australia to see his masterpiece completed. It wasn't until 2012, 39 years after the building's opening, that Utsen was posthumously recognized with the creation of the Utsen Room, a small gesture to honor the man who gave the world one of its most striking landmarks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the next video for more exciting content.